Okay, we're live right now. If you can just watch the comments or whatever, so should be fun. I got a light I'm turning on here. I don't think so. They can hear us? Hey, can you guys hear us right now? Okay, hey guys, if you can hear us, send a message. All right, well, should we just get started? All right, here we go. Okay, guys, looks like we're live. Welcome to the SwitchTake live stream. My name is William Justice. I'm one of the developers of SwitchTake, and I wanted to take this opportunity to do some demonstrations and really show you guys what you can do with SwitchTake and kind of get your feedback and see what you think about it and if you have any questions. We're really excited to show you what we have. So, where are you guys from? What kind of videos do you guys make? Put it in the comments and let's see what all you guys are doing. And also, we really want to hear from you if you have any questions, comments, feedback, or if you're not understanding anything that we're saying, or would like a little bit more information, just leave it in the comments or contact us, and we'd be glad to help you out. So let's take a little bit of time to hear. I'm going to show you a little bit of what we're going to talk about in the demonstration here. Let's take a look. Okay, so first thing we're going to talk about is what is SwitchTake. We're going to go over that real quick to kind of give you the basics of what all you can do with it. I'm going to show you how to record and edit a video, and then take that video. So you're going to record and edit live. We're going to use the SwitchTake mobile app, and then we're going to take that and run it through the SwitchTake sequencer and import it into a video editor. In this case, we're going to use DaVinci Resolve, but we also support Final Cut and Premiere Pro, and there's some options to get it into just about any video editor you'd like. So we're going to do that, do a real quick demo. Then I'm going to show you how to get started with SwitchTake so you can try it out for yourself. And we're going to have some questions and answers. So as we're going through the demonstration, just type in any questions you have into the chat area, and we're going to get you the answers when we're done with the demo. And we'll kind of go through and we'll have a little interactive time where maybe we can show you some things and show you what you can do with SwitchTake. And then we have a real quick promo for you to help you get started with SwitchTake. So that's basically what we're going to do for the overview. And I'd like to say we're going to be joined by Billy RYBKA. He's one of the early adopters of SwitchTake, and he's helped us test it and give us a lot of great feedback. And actually, a lot of what you're going to see in this is a lot of suggestions from Billy and some of our other testers. So there's a lot of great stuff in there. He has a great YouTube channel. So let's see here. Oh, okay. Hey, Billy. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've done with SwitchTake, your introduction to it, and how the product has helped you with your YouTube channel?
Yeah, so first off, Billy RYBKA. Obviously, you just saw me on the SwitchTake live stream thing right there. But so yeah, essentially, I have been using SwitchTake for more than a year now, and quite honestly, it has like truly revolutionized like the way that I actually do stuff in my production process. So how I normally do it is like I record a lot of talking head videos, and I don't have anyone else there, right? So it's just me. Normally I will record all my stuff, and I have multiple sources going at once. So I'll have my actual camera, and then I'll have OBS going so that I can record my screen. Also, I'm recording audio so that I can sync it up later. Then I have an external audio recorder, right? So the thing is you don't have to get all of them timed perfectly for SwitchTake. All you have to do is get your camera timed perfectly. Well, not even perfect. Just get it timed somewhat close to when you hit record. So what I'll do is I create a new session on SwitchTake, and I'll hit start. It counts down to 0. I hit record on my camera first and foremost because that's the only one that I really care to sync up with SwitchTake. Then afterwards, I'll click, turn on all my audio for everything else. So after that, I'll do my thing, swiping up, swiping down, right? Essentially removing the parts that I don't like and saving the parts that I do like. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I record a video, there is a lot of outtakes, and there really is. So I could record 45 minutes worth of content and essentially distill that down into about 7 to 8 minutes. So there's a lot of things that could be cut out. And I just wasn't in the past because I didn't have a way. And then, of course, SwitchTake came about, and now I can sit there and remove the parts I don't want right in the moment because I know in the moment what I don't like. I know what I don't want. So it's a lot easier that I can just right there make that decision and get rid of it, throw it out, or keep it. Or if I'm not sure, I do keep it because I can always go through later and remove it. And then after I'm done, I just run it right through the SwitchTake sequencer. It pops out an XML file, and I essentially am able to throw it inside of DaVinci Resolve, I use DaVinci Resolve, but I throw it in DaVinci Resolve, and that's my rough cutted video. I don't have to rough cut the whole thing at all. It's already done. I've done the whole rough cutting. Now I just make sure.
That's the thing is we're trying to make everything as simple and easy as possible. So I hopefully we've done that for you, and we're always continuing to make it better. And that's where feedback from Billy and everybody else has really helped make it a great product. I guess let's talk maybe a little bit about what SwitchTake is, and Billy, just jump in at any time if you have anything to contribute, just because you know exactly a lot of how the system works.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is let's talk a little bit about what SwitchTake is. Basically, it's a live video editing system. So while you're recording, you get to make edit decisions. You can cut segments, keep segments. We've tried to make it really simple and easy to use so it can integrate right into your workflow. You can be filming with a camera or like OBS or any kind of a screen recorder. You can do your edits with the mobile app, and Billy, you use the mobile app, correct?
Yeah, I do. I don't use voice recording just because I don't want to try to remember all the things in the moment.
It's not that hard. It's actually pretty easy. There's a lot of people that do the voice stuff, so I think you could probably handle it. So basically,
Yeah.
you can use the mobile app or the voice commands. We're going to talk about the mobile app in this one, and then I even have we even have some options in there where you can use like a controller. So if you wanted to kind of keep it by your side, push buttons to do edits, you will. We're going to show you how this works in just a second. But the basic process is that you record and edit, and that's where you're going to use the mobile app. Then you load the media on your PC or Mac and process it and import it. So let's see. So basically, why would you want to use SwitchTake? Basically, it's going to save you time. It really is. It's going to help you edit faster. You're going to be able to start your next edit with all of the junk cut out. So all the dead space, all the bad takes. You're not going to have to go through all of your video clips to get rid of those. Once you learn how to use SwitchTake, that step is done while you're recording, which is a huge time saver. You can set in and out points, and there's even a lot of options that get more advanced where you can add some markers and clip metadata, And SwitchTake will use this to actually organize your clips. So it's not just working on one clip. You could be working on 50 clips and load all 50 in. SwitchTake will cut everything out and sequence it all up for you. Okay, let's take a look. We're going to start a real quick demo here. Let's see what we can do. Okay, let me get set up here for the demo. Basically, this is OBS. So I'm going to do a screen recording demo. You could record with your camera. It doesn't really matter if you hit record and you sync it up. I'm going to synchronize it with OBS. It's really easy to do. So let's get into SwitchTake here. Okay, so this is actually on my phone. This is live from my phone right now. So basically, this is a mobile app. So you load the mobile app, and you're going to use this right before you're going to record. So we're going to go ahead and hit New Recording right there. And we're going to give the recording a name. We're going to call it Demo. Okay, so With this screen, you give the recording a name, and right here you see the time, and this is the time on your phone. And just a real quick tip is you want to make sure that the time on your phone is matching the time on your camera or your device. And it doesn't have to be exact, just close to the same time. This helps SwitchTake match up the edit session that you're doing with the cuts with your video. So what we're going to do is there's a few options down here, but we're just going to go ahead and hit start. And you're going to get a 5-second countdown. And when it reaches 0, I'm going to press record in OBS. Okay, so you can see that OBS is recording right now. So it's recording my screen. And we have the SwitchTake mobile app. And that's going. So this is really easy to do. The SwitchTake, it works by setting checkpoints, basically. You set a checkpoint, and everything is either you want to cut everything from the last checkpoint or you want to keep it. So you see the screen has the swipe up, swipe down, add marker, and standby. So you can swipe around to do your edits. And you can really do this without even looking at your phone. Just kind of put it off to the side while you're editing. You can even have somebody help you. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by swiping up. And what that does is you're saying good. So that means I want to keep that segment. So you can see that the bar turned green. There's a timeline bar at the top. So when you're talking along, if I like what I'm doing right now, all I need to do is swipe up and set a checkpoint. So everything is saved from the last thing I did. Now here's the thing is if you make a mistake and you want to get rid of something you did, maybe you either waiting, you want to get rid of some time, or maybe you said something wrong, which, that happens. It's doing live recordings is hard. Everybody kind of messes up and you want to get it perfect. So if you want to get rid of this last part, you just swipe down on the app and it turns red. And what that means is when we load this video into our editor, that red part is going to be gone. So I'm going to just do a couple more edits here because this is the video that we're going to load in. So we're going to keep this part. And let's say I mess up again and we'll swipe down. Okay. Now, one of the other things is that sometimes while people are recording, maybe you want to pause for a little bit because you're trying to set something up. Maybe you're getting something ready, or maybe you're going to practice your lines. I don't know, whatever you really want to do. And that's what this one to the left is. This puts it in standby mode. So basically it puts it in standby mode. Phone is here. There's kind of a glare there. But this part's not going to be included. So you feel free to go around and do whatever you want to get set up to continue on with the recording. And when you're ready to go, you just swipe up or hit the check. And we're back to our blue bar where we're doing the live part. That was our last checkpoint. We're going to see if we're going to include this or not. No, go ahead, Billy. Yes, that's correct. Yes, it does. It does not pause the camera. It does not. We're working on ways maybe we can do that in the future, but right now it doesn't pause the camera. Very good point. Let's see. So the other couple things in here, just real quick, and then we're going to move on with the demo. Is to add a marker, you just swipe to the right, and you can see that put a marker in our timeline. It's up at the top. If you want to add if you want to set a color on the marker, you just hold down the marker and it pulls up a list of colors. And let's say we want to make the marker green. You just tap green and we have a green marker. And that's going to translate over into the timeline. So we'll go ahead and swipe up and keep that segment. There's a couple more things. If you swipe down and to the right, that will actually create a blooper reel of all your outtakes. And it'll create a sequence that has all your outtakes in it if you might want to use those to make something funny in your video. Last thing here is, what's that, Billy? Oh, yes. Yeah, so if we tap on it, you have the marker there and we can give it a name. And we can change the color again, so we could maybe make it red, update that, and close that out. Definitely. Then also with, if we, let's say we have a segment there, that green segment, you can tap on that and change the color of the segment, or we can cut that if you swiped up or down incorrectly, you can cut it. or if you can tap it again to restore it. So it'll undo that cut and it'll put it back. If you want to set the clip color, you hold down the check mark and you get the same kind of thing where you can set a clip color, and we'll make this one, we'll make that brown. All right, so that's the basic editing. So you just swipe up to set a checkpoint, and if you mess up, you swipe down. It's really easy to do. So now what we're going to do is we're going to save this off, and we're going to process it with SwitchTake and get it imported. So all you need to do is hit save and click save session and switch. Oh, they can't hear you. Let's try that. Okay, try again, Billy.
Shane, can you hear me? Wait, hold on. Let's see. Got a little delay here.
Yes.
Keep going.
Okay, so we'll keep going here. Hopefully we can get Billy hooked in because he's got a lot of good stuff to say. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to process this. So we're going to stop the stream, and let's take a look at SwitchTake on the PC.
They can hear me now.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so basically I have a Windows computer. You could do this on Mac if you wanted to. This is the SwitchTake sequencer application. So you can download this from switchtake.com, and we're gonna, if you haven't done it before, we'll kind of show you how to do that as well. So now that we have our files, what we need to do is start this up, and it's really simple. We're gonna select our media file. Actually, this is the sync code, and this is the code from our phone. So when we go back, let's show you real quick. And go back here. So you see the phone, there's this code right here, RYF. That's the sync code, and that's what it uses to connect the mobile app with the desktop app. So let's go back to the desktop app. And you can see I've already entered the sync code here. So they're connected. We're going to hit select media files, and we're going to choose the file that we just made, which is this one right here, and select media. So SwitchTake's going to take a look at that file and analyze it, and see it found the demo session. That was we named our session demo, it found it. So right now, all we really need to do is click build sequences, and we're ready to go. But what I'm going to do is I'll show you just a few more options in here, so you can kind of see some things. So you can select your video, excuse me, you can select the video editor, which Premiere, DaVinci, Final Cut, and there's others. So this is where if your video editor supports XML, or if it doesn't, there's still an option where we can generate some files for you and have you import those preset media files into your editor. So we can really work with anything. This is a video resolution and SwitchTake files. What this is going to do is this is going to create an import file for each video file that we have. The other option you have is called SwitchTake folders. And what that's going to do is it's going to create one sequence for all the files in this folder. So if you had a project that had maybe say 20 video files all cut up with a bunch of stuff in them, you could do this, and it's going to take all 20 of those files, sequence them, and put them in one unified timeline, which is a real big time saver. And SwitchTake Director, it works a similar way, except it even takes it to a step beyond that, where it uses some clip metadata, where it can organize and analyze the video clips and sequence them for you. So it's a little bit more for you. But in this case, we're just going to do SwitchTake files because we only have one file that we're going to import. We can cut silence. That's another option where it finds all the silent parts of your clips and removes them. And a little more advanced thing that we may talk about in a future video is syncing audio. So if you have some externally recorded audio, there's a couple different things that you need to do to be able to sync that up in your video editor. Anything else to add with this screen here, Billy, and about how you use it?
Yeah, I would say that is, so personally, I never use the cut silence because it tends to take a little bit longer to process. Because literally it's just listening for, areas that you are quiet. So, and the other thing is if I didn't do a good job at cutting, right? I mean, I should be doing a good job at cutting it. So if there is silence, I would have cut it out originally,
Right.
And that for me is where like at least in my workflow, that's where I decide, okay, I'm going to go through the clips, and if I don't like the timing of it, I'll change it up. So, but my always select is two things, right? I'll always change the timeline to 1080p, regardless if it's 4K footage, because for 1080p timeline is a lot easier to edit than 4K. It's a lot less like system bandwidth. Even if you're going to export it in 4K, edit in 1080p. That's totally fine because you can then just change your timeline settings to 4K later, right before you export, and you'll still get everything. It's just going to be a lot faster. The other one is sync audio. I'll always do sync audio if you don't mind selecting that.
Yes.
So, and I do want to cover that a little if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. We can talk about that.
Because that's like one of the most important things that makes my workflow possible with the multiple different sources of audio. So I always do sync and cut gaps because it makes it a lot easier to line everything up later on. Because I have like I said, I've got 3 sources of audio, including the camera footage. So I'll do sync and cut gaps, and then I hit build sequence, which does its thing.
Got it. Yeah, I think for at least this first round, I'm going to unsync the audio just to kind of keep it simpler, but it's definitely the features there, and it's very useful. Okay, let's see. I think that's covering most of the stuff here. There's a few more options in here, but we're going to go ahead and click build sequences. Okay, and that's what it did. Basically, says we're ready to go. We have 2 imports that have been created. One of them is just a demo XML, and one of them is a blooper reel for the outtakes that we did. So to get this into Resolve, it's really easy. You can click this Open in Resolve button. That will work if you have Resolve Studio. It does require Resolve Studio in another setting, and it'll take the timeline and just open it up in Resolve, and you'll be ready to go. I think that's what you use. Is that correct, Billy?
Yeah, I do.
But we're going to do the manual method. So what happens here is you see that I have this folder. It's called Switch Screen Cap, and both of these files, XML files, are put in there. So you can click this little icon here to open up that folder, and you'll see we have our media files as well as our XML files. That's this Switch demo is our XML file. So we're going to go and we're going to click this little icon to the right, and that's going to copy the path. So that's going to copy the path to the demo file. It's just a shortcut so you don't have to type it in. Now let's bring up Resolve. Okay, so we have a Resolve here. To get this in, you can right-click in the media pool, select Timelines and Import, or another way you can hit the File menu and choose Import Timeline. And I'm just going to hit Control-V to paste in the path that we copied. Like again, you could go ahead and find it here or type it in if you wanted to. And select Open. This is a screen that comes up with a lot of options. Typically there's nothing you need to do with this one. You just hit OK. And there we go. We have our timeline loaded into Resolve with the cuts. Let's let it load here for a second. And you can see that this is where we were cutting and doing things with the screen that we made. Here's the markers that we set up. And this is the marker where I gave it a name. Looks like I typed the name in wrong, but that's one where we added a name to the marker. Now you'll notice that the markers in the clips don't have color. That's because the import to Resolve doesn't support that. If you hit the Open in Resolve button, it does. But what we've done is we've added a script for you. So you select Workspace, Scripts, and then SwitchTake Color. And it's going to go through and colorize any other markers and clips. So you see here's the brown clip segment that we have, as well as the markers. So that's the basic import.
Straight up blew my mind right there. I didn't even know about that, honestly.
Oh, you didn't know about that?
I was like, yeah, the colors, and then, it's back.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Resolve import doesn't support that in the XML file, so we had to do a little bit something different, but it's pretty easy to use.
Innovation.
Innovation, yes. Okay. And then we can, obviously we could import it into Premiere Pro. I'm not sure if we have any Premiere Pro users out there, but it's really easy to do at the same time. We have Premiere here. You do File, Import, and we'll paste the same. This XML file will work for both. Sometimes it doesn't. That's why you need to select the one when you generate it. We'll click Open, and there's our sequence right there. And you see that Premiere Pro actually supports the colors, but you get the same thing both ways. All right.
Awesome.
Let's see, what are we going to talk about next here? Let's talk about getting started with SwitchTake. Really, really simple. You just need to go to switchtake.com and click Get Started. You can sign up and download. There's a Actually, I want to show one thing. There's a quick demo I want to show you, but we have a 14-day free trial, so you can get in there, try it out, and play around with it, and see if it's something that you might want to use. What I was going to do real quick is let's go back to this screen. Within SwitchTake, if you don't want to record a video and you just want to try things out, let's go back here. Say you just want to see how this works and kind of see the basics of it. What you can do is there's a demo option. So if you hit the help link, this question mark, say try it out, SwitchTake demo files. You click that and you can download and select a demo file. So we're going to hit select file.
This is going to be a quick demo.
And this is a demo file that we have pre-set up with some edits and cuts already made. Click select video file and choose your editor and build sequences. And that's going to do the same thing that we did before. We can copy the link, and this is just so that you can try SwitchTake out and see what it's like and see really how easy it is to get it into your video editor. So what we need to do is just right click, import paste the link, and we have the new demo file loaded. This is the ones you can download, try out. So real quick, if you want to see how it works, it's an easy way.
Now, to be clear, like SwitchTake is not a video editor per se, like DaVinci Resolve or Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro. It is something that goes before all of those things, and really, like, it does just seamlessly integrate into your process. So the thing is let's say you mess it up, right? You mess up SwitchTake. Guess what? It does not affect your recording, right? It's not, you just don't use it for that one because you messed it up or you broke it or, whatever.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Like, there is no potential harm that you could do to your footage or your overall video if you use it and it doesn't work for you. Try it again later.
Yeah,
or,
I mean, really, if you use it and it doesn't work, worst case is you have to go through and cut everything up and do all the stuff, that you would have had to been doing anyway. So it doesn't change your video files. It just takes your exact video footage and sets some cuts and edit points in your video editor. Doesn't delete thing. If you need to move an edit, you just slide it over and everything is still there.
And, the way we designed this whole thing is that it is as seamless as possible. So you don't spend a lot of time inside of the SwitchTake app on the computer, right? The SwitchTake sequencer, you shouldn't spend a lot of time in there. It should be only a matter of like maybe 5 minutes at max.
Yeah, I mean, typically you load it up, select your file, and push a button, and you could be in and out in 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah, it's you don't. We showed you all the options, but that's just so you know what they are. You really don't need to use most of those once they're set up the way you want.
Yeah, and it's a lot better to do it that way, which, okay, yes, it is adding one more software into this whole thing. However, what is your time worth? I don't know how much you charge for video editing, or even if this is a hobby, well, could you not use that time better spent elsewhere? Like, time is super valuable, and we should be good stewards of our time and try to minimize the amount of time we waste on certain things. And to me, rough cutting a video when I already know what needs to be removed when I'm recording it, that's a huge waste. So let me remove it in the moment. That's a lot of where the idea
came from this is like, how much time was I wasting going through, getting rid of the stuff that I already knew I didn't want. When I'm talking and I script, I know I don't want it. So just get rid of it right then. So you don't have to go back and scan through all your footage, find it, and then remove it. You do it before you're even there, and it saves you a ton of time.
Absolutely. And, just yeet it out of there. No one needs it. Get it out.
So yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions, feedback, suggestions, let us know. I mean, you can contact us. Obviously, put some questions in the chat right now because we're going to get to those in just a second. Any questions you have, we can go through any demos, talk about stuff. If you're curious, how you might want to use this, or if you're not sure how you might want to use this, kind of let us know what your setup is, and we can give you some suggestions to try to, help out with your creation process. You can also go to our website, SwitchTake.com, click the contact link. We'd love to hear from you. We also have a Discord server set up on there. So if you want to get there, we're going to start trying to build that up to get a little community going so that we can get some real quick feedback and for everybody.
For sure.
Let's see. There's a lot that we didn't talk about here, so I'm just going to go through a couple different things. So obviously, this is just some real basic stuff, but there's a lot more that you can do with SwitchTake. You can We have the SwitchTake voice, which we talked about a little while ago, where you can use your voice to edit. You can do some highlights. If you're doing some streaming, you can easily take your stream and break it up into segments, individual segments, so you can kind of take those, pull some segments out of your stream and actually create more content, more video from those segments. There's the clip management that we have, where you can rename your clips and organize your clips by setting tags and metadata. That can be super helpful, especially if you have a lot of media that you're working with. There's the syncing audio, which I'd really like to maybe go more in depth on that if people are interested. That's what Billy does. Then we also have the SuperBins product, which if you get the upper end of the SwitchTake, it includes the SuperBins, which is a thing that helps you, really speeds the process by which you can import files. Uh-oh.
My heart. I love it so
Yeah.
much.
But
It's
yeah, go
my
ahead.
favorite.
If you want to talk a little bit about what SuperBins is and how you use it.
Yeah, so SuperBins does come with SwitchTake Director, and I'm wrong on the other plan. So it comes with SwitchTake Director at least, and I think it's SwitchTake Studio, right?
It may, yeah, I think so.
So essentially, SuperBins allows you to maintain like unity in your file structure, right? So with every single video, you have to have a place where your footage so your footage lives somewhere. Well, with SuperBins, you can enter in a template if you want to, right? So you have a structure. It creates it for you, pastes it wherever you want, and then it'll import all of your folders into DaVinci Resolve or whatever other program you use, and they turn into bins. So now you can essentially work directly in your folder structure, like inside of DaVinci Resolve.
So
and then
it basically synchronizes everything for you. So you don't have to worry about moving files around. If you put a file in your project, it automatically shows up in Resolve in the correct spot. Or I think we also support Premiere Pro, but it makes it super easy to manage all those files. You can even like it's simple as you could like take a screenshot and hit one button, and it'll download the file, not download, but it'll create the file in your folder and send it over to Resolve, categorize, organize, ready to go. So a lot that you can do with it.
Yeah, I get long-winded. I get really into it. I'm like, this is so cool. You guys need to know how to use it.
Yeah, I think if we continue on with these, we're going to definitely do one on SuperBins. I think that's a really cool tool that can help a lot of people out. And then we have a universal editor support. Basically, that's the option where you could, if your editor doesn't support one of the XML imports, there's still some things you can do to take your files and get them into just about any system that you want. Okay.
Awesome. So, and also in the future, just to let you know, everybody who is in here or people who are watching the recordings, we are going to be having more dedicated videos on each one of these little features right here. So they're very bite-sized snippets so that you can, if you have a question about what, one feature does, bang, there's a video on it. We're just trying to get them all, together because it's a very good in-depth software.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and sometimes if you take one little thing at a time, it's a little bit easier to understand than just dumping a bunch of information at you. But that's kind of why we're trying to start this stream up, is so that if you do have questions or suggestions or whatever, there's a place where you can go and we can interact with us and try to make the product the best as possible, something that you can use and really benefit from. Let's see, what do we have next? Let's see. So as far as any questions, I don't know if we had a few people in the stream here. If you guys have some questions, just shoot them along. We'd be glad to answer them, or just say hi, let us know you're here, because we can talk about any of this stuff or other things as well.
Yeah, and if not, guess what? We do it again. We're gonna do it all again eventually. So it's great.
Okay. I guess you guys don't have too many questions. Hopefully that means we did a good job. Either we did a really good job or we completely confused everybody. But I think you guys probably understand what we're talking about here. The last thing I wanted to do is talk about the promo that we have. This is so if you're wanting to get started with SwitchTake, it's obviously SwitchTake. It's a monthly subscription, and this promo code will get you $50 off your first month. So there's two ones. If you're signing up monthly for the monthly plan, you can use Live 50, and that's going to get you 50% off your first month. If you're signing up yearly, you can use the the code live 1250, 12 meaning 12 months for a whole year, and that's going to get you 50% off of a month for the first yearly package. So hopefully that's something you want to take advantage of. And again, there's a 14-day free trial for you to get in there and try it out as well.
For sure. So anyway, wrapping this whole thing up, unless you have other stuff.
No, that's it. I think that covers it pretty much.
Yeah, so wrapping this whole thing up, it's like, what is your time worth? Is it because SwitchTake, while it is another software to include, I think it is truly the future. I think it's going to revolutionize the content creation industry. Whether or not, it's not just for talking head videos. You could use it for events. You could use it for weddings. You could use it for music videos. Really, you could use it for anything. And we're always adding in new cool features. And if you have any thoughts on new things we could add in or new use cases, please, once again, drop those suggestions in our email, because we have a lot of big ideas going forward, and we really want this to serve you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's probably a good idea, because I think maybe what we can even do is structure some of these live streams around some of these use cases and kind of walk through how you might use it to do lots of different things. Some of all that stuff. So anyway, I guess that's all we have. I really appreciate everyone's time. Thanks so much for watching. I guess you didn't have any questions while we're doing the stream, but if you have questions later on, let us know, because we're here to help you out and we'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. You want to say bye, Billy?
Peace.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Hey, everybody have a super day. Okay, I think it's over.